Previously, the corpse god fought a heroic battle with the church's hero, then cast a reincarnation spell before passing away. He awoke in the body of a deceased boy named Polka in the modern world, confused by his new surroundings. Takumi, a retriever in Polka's operation, informed Misaki, the boy's killer, was shocked to learn that her target was still alive, and attacked Polka again. The god struggled to survive until he found himself cornered in a place abundant with spirits, activating his powers and defeating Misaki. But after killing, he was in panic because he wanted to live a peaceful life in this new world. The tale of the corpse god continues as he reminisces about his past life in another world. From birth, he was cursed with an evil omen that denied him a peaceful existence. His parents sold him to the court sorcerers, where he fought on the battlefield as a necromancer. Despite his hardships, all he ever desired was a simple life. Unfortunately, the dark magic he wielded twisted his body into a skeleton, leading him to a life of seclusion in a cave. However, fate intervened when he stumbled upon children in dire straits in another part of the cave. He concealed himself and provided them with food, watching over them for years until they discovered him. Eventually, they accepted him, and even a cute girl has fallen in love with him. He was able to create a joyful and peaceful life with them. But everything was destroyed when the church attacked, accusing him of enslaving the children's souls and killing them. The destruction of all he had built transformed him into a vengeful spirit. As he exacted his revenge, Corpse God continued to do so for over a century, turning the abandoned coal mine into a labyrinth of corpses. Despite this violence, he longed for peace and thus delved into the study of reincarnation magic, waiting for centuries for his death. However, he found himself unable to leave this world naturally, so he bided his time, waiting for the one who would come and slay him, triggering the reincarnation magic and throwing him into a new life, unaware of the current state of the world. The corpse god cannot accept that Misaki was killed by a mere gut attack. He remains unaware that healing potions and magic are not commonplace in the modern world. Takumi receives a call from Clarissa, who demands an update on their progress. He explains that the situation is more complex than anticipated and sends her a recording of Corpse God using magic. Meanwhile, Misaki finds herself in a dreamlike state, witnessing visions of her seemingly normal past. One memory that particularly stands out is that of her parents' loving home and their tragic end, which left a lasting impact on her psyche. Years later, she became an assassin for Clarissa's organization, targeting only the scum of society. Misaki earned a reputation for her sadistic nature, but when she received a contract to eliminate a normal person, she was shocked and brought it to Clarissa. Although hesitant, Misaki eventually executes the hit flawlessly and realizes that she can end good people just as easily as bad ones. As she contemplates the dastardly nature of humanity on a rooftop, she feels empowered to pass judgment on those she deems unworthy of living. As Misaki reaches for her phone, she halts, grasping onto the ledge. Takumi notices her intention to end her life, but he informs her that her target, the corpse god, is still alive. The corpse god tries to use magic to revive her but is interrupted by Clarissa and her small army. Clarissa demands an explanation for what is happening to her favorite assassin, but the corpse god pleads for a moment to heal her. A surge of magical power rushes into her wound, and everyone watches in amazement, including Clarissa, who questions whether Takumi used special effects. While waiting for Misaki to wake up, the corpse god asks who they are. Clarissa introduces them as friends of Misaki who came to finish her job and seek revenge. She asks if Misaki is still alive, but the corpse god cannot answer definitively due to the complexities of her current situation. He simplifies it by stating that her brain and soul are intact and that he has amended her. All she needs now is a sorcerer to cast resurrection magic on her. When Misaki finally wakes up, everyone looks at the corpse god with puzzlement. He says that magic exists in this world, but when he names some spells, they inform him that all he has mentioned are from video games. Corpse god is taken aback when Clarissa tells him that he is the first real magic practitioner they have ever seen, despite there being many self-proclaimed magicians around the world. The corpse god asks about something in his native language, but they don't understand, so they inform him that they have never heard of it. The corpse god then tries to convince them that they just had a mass hallucination, but Clarissa sees through his ruse and tells him to stop lying. One of Clarissa's subordinates then tries to intimidate them with his powers, but they are all put in their place when he showcases his strength. Clarissa asks for a moment to think over her next cause of action, and Takumi is surprised that he gave her that time. Meanwhile, the corpse god analyzes their weapons and numbers and realizes he may not have enough power to fight or escape. Suddenly, their tension is interrupted by an emergency siren nearby, which Clarissa notes that it had been happening more frequently lately. Takumi has already gathered information on what's going on and is ready to take action. Takumi informs Clarissa about a fire that has broken out in the Shawa building. She immediately expresses her concern for the children but acknowledges that they cannot intervene and will have to leave the rescue to the fire department. However, their attention is diverted when they notice an eyeball with legs sitting on Clarissa's shoulder. As she looks at the tablet, someone swiftly cuts it down and draws their blade on the corpse of God, ready to attack. The boss intervenes and calms her down, while the corpse god inquires about what the display shows. Clarissa shows him the footage of the fire and explains that there is an unlicensed nursery in the building that looks after children whose mothers work in the nightlife business. Upon seeing the footage, the corpse god is flooded with visions of the people he lost in the past and pleads with them to take him to the location immediately. Clarissa is perplexed as to why he would care, but the corpse god reveals that he has been burned before and knows the excruciating pain it can cause. He believes that innocent children should not have to suffer such a fate. After hearing his reasoning, Clarissa orders Kumi to show him the way, though he is hesitant, fearing it may be an opportunity to escape. She notes that this is precisely why they will keep an eye on him through their surveillance. The corpse god launches himself off the roof of the building and swings through the air using his own skeletal structure. Upon arrival at the scene of the fire, a crowd has already gathered, eagerly documenting the event on their phones while the firefighters battle the flames. Using his powerful evil eye, the corpse god quickly locates the children trapped inside the building. With the exception of one observant woman who notices something flying inside, no one in the crowd notices him as he swiftly enters the building. Inside, he communicates with the spirits of the children's parents, summoning empty skeletons for them to possess in order to assist in the rescue. The children are overjoyed to see their parents, even in skeleton form, and the rescue is successful. However, the supernatural display does not go unnoticed by the crowd outside, who take pictures and marvel at the sight of the skeletons visible through the window. Once the children are safely lowered to the ground and the paramedics tend to them, the parents disappear back into the flames, their task complete. The corpse god slips out of the building unnoticed, but the pictures of the skeletons and his supernatural abilities have already gone viral on social media. Takumi feels perplexed by the actions of the corpse god. One moment he mercilessly ended Misaki, and the next moment he saved a group of kids. It's clear to Takumi that the corpse god is fundamentally different from them, and he sees him as a monster that one should stay away from. Clarissa agrees with Takumi but informs him that Misaki is about to wake up, and they should hurry back to the abandoned building. They make it just in time for Misaki to open her eyes. She's a bit disoriented but relieved to see that the fatal wound on her tummy has healed. The corpse god informs her that she's been reborn through magic and she's surprised to see Clarissa, who gives her a warm hug. The boss observes that Misaki is cold and doesn't have a pulse, so they label her as a zombie, which confuses her as she interacts with her colleagues. The corpse god ponders the state of the world after what he witnessed and wonders what it would take to find peace. Clarissa suggests that money is a key factor in attaining peace in this world, and the corpse god agrees that it transcends worlds in some respects. He decides that if he's the only necromancer in this world, he wants to use his magic to earn money, gain power, and a sense of belonging. Clarissa offers to help him with that and act as his bridge to the city as he's come from far away. She assigns Misaki and Kumi to assist him in adjusting to life in the modern world now that Polka is no longer inside him. And with that, the episode comes to an end. If you enjoyed it, then don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel Annie Explain.